In the last class, we discussed about what is science. We gained some knowledge about science and the branch of biology and the biotic components and abiotic components. Now coming to the next topic, that is science process skills. With the using the science process skills, how can we came to know the knowledge by using the science process skills? For example, before going to that, how can we know how can we came to know that the answers for all these questions? Who gave solutions to all these questions? Let us discuss about that. Here, if you see, geologist, ecologist, climatologist, these three are scientists. First, a geologist, the scientist who studies about the earth and its rock and rock formation. That means who studies the detailed structure of the earth and its formation. That is said to be, he is said to be a geologist. Geologist is a person who studies about the rocks of the earth and its formation. It means he clearly studies about the earth and its formation. Next, ecologist. Ecologist is a person who studies about the plants and animals, how they interact with the environment. That means he studies about the interaction between the plants and animals, interaction of the environment between the plants and animals. Here, climatologist. Climatologist is a scientist who studies about the climate and its weather. That means these are all three members: geologist, ecologist, climatologist are the three members. Three are the scientists, but they are giving information on three aspects. That means they are giving us knowledge on the three aspects. Three different scientists giving us three of them are scientists, but they are giving us information or knowledge on three different aspects. So that only based on this we are gaining more knowledge. Here, coming to this, by using the science process skills, how can we came to know that answers or the conclusion for the unsolved problems, unsolved questions? First of all, by asking the questions. Here, by using the asking, first skill is asking questions. By asking the questions, after that form hypothesis. Hypothesis is an solution or explanation, or solution or an explanation or idea about what is false or what is true or not. It is true or not. It is true or not. It is an explanation or an idea of one thing. Form hypothesis. Plan experiments. That means how we plan experiments. Next, conduct experiments. After planning experiments, we conduct experiments. Next, draw conclusion. Ultimately, we draw conclusions based on that experiments. We came to conclusion. Here, Aravind is one of the student who here Aravind wants to investigate the answers for his questions. He want to plant a bean. He want to plant the bean plants. He want to know which soil works best for planting bean. He want to know which soil best for planting the bean seeds. He wanted to find out. He take the three parts of the soil. They are potting soil, sandy soil and clay soil. Into three different pots, he take the three different pots with the three different soils. They are sandy soil, clay soil and potting soil. In these three soils, which soil works best for planting bean seeds? He need to find out more about the different types of the soil. His hypothesis, first of all, he observed and asked questions. He wanted to know which soil is best, whether sandy soil is best, or the potting soil is best, or the clay soil is best. Which soil is best for the planting or sprouting the seeds of the bean? Next, form hypothesis. Hypothesis means what? An idea or explanation for something that may be true but not yet been completely proved. His hypothesis is that beans sprout best in potting soil. In these three soils, he take the sandy soil, clay soil and the potting soil. In these three soils, he thinks that potting soil is the best for the sprouting of beans. His hypothesis is that whether it is true or not, we came to conclusion after drawing conclusions. Next, he wanted to plan an experiment. He put all the identical seeds in three different kinds of soils. They are sandy soil, clay soil and potting soil. Each of the flower pots will get he kept these the same amount of water and light, so that only he will control the variables of water and light. Next to that, he wanted to conduct an experiment. Next skill is conduct an experiment. He measured each plant every 3 days. He record the results in the table and make a bar graph to show the height of each plant in 21 days after he planted the seeds. Here, after observing that, he came to know that after 3 days, sandy soil beans sprout 1.8 centimeters, and the clay soil sprouts 1.5 centimeters, and the potting soil sprouts 1.8 centimeters. Next, after coming to 6th day, sandy soil 2 centimeters, clay soil 1.7 centimeters, potting soil 2 centimeters. Then draw conclusions. Here, next one is a draw conclusion. Yes, his hypothesis is not correct. Why? He thought that a potting soil is best for the beans to sprout fastly. But what happened here? The seeds sprouted equally well in potting soil and sandy soil. So that only they didn't sprout at all in the clay soil. Then he came to know that the potting soil and the sandy soil is best for the sprouting of beans well. But why? Again he asked questions. Why clay soil is not suitable for the sprouting of seeds, sprouting of beans in the clay soil? Next again he will ask questions. Next again he form hypothesis. Next again plant an experiment. Why that it is not sprouted in the clay soil? Next conduct experiment and draw conclusion. Is ultimately going on and getting knowledge and gaining knowledge to us. Here, using some of the science of process skills, some of the students did so many experiments. Let us see. Here, Saket want to investigate how he collected some. He went to the sea and collected some seashells. You know seashells. Here he bought some seashells. Here in that seashells, he want to observe. He want to classify the seashells. How can he classify? He bought so many seashells. How can he classify? Means first of all, he observed the seashells. He observed it. Based on this observation, he classified the seashells based on the size, color and shape. That means size, equal sized seashells are kept one side, and the same shaped seashells are kept one side. Based on the size and shape and color, he classified the seashells. That means he used one of the science process skills, that is observation. Next one, Charita. Here Charita want to plans to investigate that how the rock changes its size and shape. How the rock changes its size and shape. She plans an experiment to find out whether sand rubbing against a rock will cause pieces of the rock to flake off and change the size and shape of the rock. She collects 3 rocks. First of all, after collecting the rocks, she measures the masses. She measures the masses of the rock and kept in a jar on the sand and water. She kept in that jar. She poured some sand and also some water. After that, daily before doing that, she measures the mass of the rock. After that, she daily she shakes the rock every day for a week. Then she measures the mass of the rock and the sand in the container. She interprets her data and the rocks are broken down when she rubs against them. That means rocks are disturbed its sizes. Rocks are disturbing their sizes with the broken. How the rocks are broke down into small pieces means when they interrupted with the sand and water, with the interruption of the sand and water. And that means with the daily she shakes the rocks with sand and water, so that only she came to know that after rubbing that, that means the interruption of the rocks, sand and water makes the rocks into very small pieces. Doing the experiment, she came to know that rocks and its size.